1:01 left in the first quarter. Here's McDaniels, and the layup's good off the glass. 6 points for Jaden McDaniel.
Love the pass there from Gobert. Always nice when your big man feeds his teammates. A dynamic leaper with an impressive wingspan. Mitchell usually has some flashy dunks up his sleeve.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
Yeah, they do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses.
Here's Hunter following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Good work there as it goes.
Well, with a number of moves and shots to choose from, Hunter is scary. Nice bucket there. Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Pass to Jerome. It's stolen by Edwards. Now here's Randall. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. And it's all knotted up.
And the defense cannot underestimate Randall's strength. Pushes right through the contact and gets the shot.
Mobley misses.
Well, we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding defense.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Timberwolves lead by 3. And we've got more action coming your way. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
Pass to McDaniels. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by McDaniels.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Cavaliers trail by 3. And that one is good from Jerome. Jerome's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Cleveland. Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Not enough defense there. Allowing Randall to get that close is a recipe for disaster.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rudy Gobert has tied for the most defensive player of the year awards all time, but he's challenging himself to do more offensively. He said it's all about just being okay with missing or making mistakes, freeing my mind and doing the things that I work on to get out of this shell that I was being put in. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David Aldridge, we thank you for that report. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Pass to Hunter. In the corner, it's Mobley. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Julius Randle picks one up. This is his first free throw of the game.
Just 72% from the line a season ago. Not the greatest of numbers, but there are guys who are far worse off when it comes to free throw shooting.
Last year, coach, as you know, the Timberwolves making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that equaled their deepest run in team history, dropping that series to the Mavs. Minnesota has never been to the finals, one of 5 franchises who've yet to get there.
And McDaniels drops them both.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Here's Mobley. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Here's Reed. And Reed throws it down.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. To the middle. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Here is Edwards. Mobley with the rebound. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Fires it up. Okoro shot is off. Timberwolves leading by 4. And finished off by McDaniel.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
With the drive. And that one is good from Jerome.
Oh, superb pass from Garland. He's all for setting up his teammate.
Randall outside. Off target from outside. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Here's Hunter. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Stan, here we are watching DeAndre Hunter. What impresses you most about his game?
Well, I like how steady he has been since he came into the league. I like the fact that he's a guy who can make shots but doesn't need the ball a lot. And I especially like, Kevin, that he's just a guy who figures out what needs to be done, and he's willing to do any of it to help his team win.
What a great intangible, right? To shift during the game and, like you said, give the team what they need at that moment. And it's Strus missing. Timberwolves leading by 6. Back to DiVincenzo. Pass to Edwards. And Reed has it in the corner. Puts up a 3. Edwards can't hit. And here are the Cavaliers. Here's Mitchell. Strus trying to break loose. And it's Mitchell missing. McDaniels with the ball. DiVincenzo with it. Guarded by Garland. And he drives in. Misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. Here's Edwards. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Here's Strus. Misses the layup. Minnesota in the lead. Reed with it. Pass to DiVincenzo. 3-pointer, Randall. Evan Mobley with the rebound.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
Reed. And Reed throws it down.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Cavalier substitution, number 13, Tristan Thompson.
And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Trailing here by 8. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Oh, the leaping ability of Mitchell, allowing him to go way upstairs.
Stolen by Garland. Here's Strus. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
A sequence like that really does sting. I'll tell you that much.
Here's Strus. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. And now just a 2-point Timberwolves lead. Here's Edwards. It's rebounded by Cleveland. And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end.
Randall. Good for another basket for him. Number 4 today. He's 4 of 8.
And, you know, they like Randall to be an offensive presence in the paint. They want him to be an option on every possession.
McDaniels gets a wide open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Now, here's Mitchell. The wide open shot from Strus. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Timberwolves ahead. They're up by 4. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the 3rd quarter. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Pass to Mobley. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. Julius Randle picks one up.
And using his length, getting in close to stuff it down. That's just too easy.
Stan, you've been on the bench in the NBA for many decades. What were some of your biggest pet peeves as a coach?
Oh my gosh, Kevin, that would be a long list. But the 2 biggest would be this. I think number 1, anytime there was a lack of effort, not running back on defense, things like that, that I had a hard time tolerating. And then mental breakdowns, things we had prepared for over and over and over again. And then guys just zone out and forget what they're supposed to do. Those were things that were hard to tolerate.
Especially when you would take such care in preparing them in every way. It's got to be just excruciating.
Frustrating as heck. Just a ferocious play by Edwards. Taking the contact but staying committed to his finish.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. And despite his young age, Coach Van Gundy, Anthony Edwards' leadership qualities growing day by day.
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot of it's because he is great at both ends of the court. Confident, charismatic, upbeat. He's learning that delicate balance between taking over a game and bringing his teammates along for the ride.
And his teammates love this. When Allen is aggressive trying to score, really puts pressure on the opposing defense.
Minnesota leading by 4. Pass to DiVincenzo. He gets it in there. Over a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter of action. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Now here's Randall, covered by Mobley. Timberwolves passing it around. And here's Edwards from the arc. Evan Mobley with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Well, he saw the defender back, and he got the looky like from 3 and capitalized.
And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. A three-pointer is right on target.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And Mobley throws it down. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 12 rebounds. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Here's Reed. No good with the triple. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Here's Mitchell. DiVincenzo with the rebound.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Here's Mobley. Minnesota with the rebound. Pass to Edwards. And here's Reed. Out to Edwards. Launches it. Jared Allen grabs the miss. And here are the Cavaliers now. 6-point game. Here's Edwards. Looking to get back on track here. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Edwards got 4 points in the quarter. It's stolen by Randall. Left side, Edwards. From outside the arc, Edwards with another miss. The Cavaliers trail by 8. There's Garland. Bucket is good. Garland's got his second basket of the game.
Gritty bucket. Garland knows he's going to take contact, but does not back down.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Here's McDaniels. Fires away from way outside. Edwards with another miss. Shoots the 3. Anthony Edwards with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 6. Here's Reed. Now McDaniels. Back to Reed. Now here's McDaniels. Offensive rebound. 1:05 left in the third quarter of the game. And here's Strus for 3. Drains the three-pointer. And now just a 3-point Minnesota lead. Here's Reed. Outside Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Beyond the arc. Evan Mobley with the rebound. And here's Strus for 3. It's hauled in by Edwards. Randall with the ball. He's picked up by Mobley. Here's McDaniels. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And it's Strus missing. Timberwolves leading by 3.
Gotta run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Pass to Mobley. To the inside. Mitchell. And that's in. Nice feet on the play. 13 points for Donovan Mitchell.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Timberwolves lead by 1. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And the Timberwolves with possession here. They lead by 1. Reed gets the bucket. Reeves got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Timberwolves.
And Edwards makes so many winning plays, including finding his open teammates.
Minnesota with the ball. Now Reed. Timberwolves passing it around. Here's DiVincenzo. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
And that's really just smart basketball. You send a poor foul shooter to the line.
Throw drops for DiVincenzo. And so DiVincenzo nails both of them. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Here's Hunter. Drives to the hoop.
And what I admire about Hunter is that opportunistic attitude. This kid just makes things happen.
DiVincenzo. And he converts the layup. DiVincenzo's got 4 this quarter.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play.
Yeah, I'd call this ideal scoring distance. It's almost too easy.
Here's Okeke.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. And Edwards with the stuff.
Well, look, you can't let Edwards get this close to the rim because he will dunk it on you.
Pulls up. Okeke, no good.
Well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
Minnesota leading by 7. Randall outside. And Randall throws it down.
He is such a great dunker.
Craig, a high riser, no doubt about it. And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout here. And that timeout by coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. He said in the huddle, you got to play some defense in the paint. They're getting too much in there. Battle down low. Time to fight, guys.
Thank you, David.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense.
And slam dunk by Allen.
At 6'11", Allen, a legitimate threat to finish through the rim, especially when given that kind of position.
The Cavaliers trail by 7. Pass to Jerome. Back to Allen. Here's Jerome. Misses in close. Here's Edwards. Anthony Edwards. How do you like that?
Well, everything about Edwards' drive makes him dangerous. His speed, his agility, and his lack of fear.
Here's Allen. And rebounded by McDaniels.
The defense there got away with a major lapse. And that's one way to end up in the highlights.
Yeah, all right. That'd be an automatic benching if I was coaching. What was that?
The Cavaliers trail by 9. Pass to Jerome. No good from outside.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Cavaliers making a switch here. Mitchell outside. And the 3-ball is good.
And got rid of it promptly. Mitchell wasting no time.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Second personal foul.
That one on Mobley.
Second team foul.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
He misses the free throw.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. And so Garland will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They trail by 7. Puts it up. That misses off the backboard.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
It's Strus on the wing. For the 3. Minnesota with the rebound.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
1:33 left in the 4th quarter. And he gets the bucket.
Garland doesn't let the pressure get to him. That's why he has the trust of his teammates.
Pass to Edwards. There's Anthony Edwards. Fires the 3. Evan Mobley with the rebound.
Yeah, there's no reason for the defense to get out on him right now. Just let him keep taking that shot until he shows them he's going to knock it down.
Count it. Reeves got 4 points now in the quarter. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for Minnesota?
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
And they have to play fast, but also smart. Every possession counts right now.
And Allen's a competitor. He knows what his job is, and he has to be a major presence inside. He has to have the ability to score points down low. Yeah, easy call.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaking. He's able to hit the second one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game. And always a bit of risk on those long passes. Lucky the D couldn't come up with it there.
And he commits the intentional foul. 40 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Edwards. Here's McDaniels. Rebounded by Allen.
Might be time for a little different approach. This shot hasn't been falling here in the second half.
That's tipped.
And he's been a force on the glass all game long.
No doubt how much those boards impact the overall outcome. You can't give them extra chances.
And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
And then foul, trying to extend that game.
And that's an intentional foul. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that increases their lead to 6. Timeout called, Cleveland. They trail by 6. And what's their best move at this point?
They need a quick basket here.
Yeah, and if they can get a decent look from 3, that's the shot to take. Not a lot of time to work with.
And it's Mitchell missing. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Team is in the penalty.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. You guessed it, we're going to have a technical foul here. They tried to call a timeout, but already had used all of them. I think just lost track of the situation.
Yeah, major mental lapse there. He's got to know they're out of timeouts. Just a total unnecessary technical.
You're right, G.A. He won't live that one down easily. Not his proudest moment.
And that should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of them.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by DiVincenzo.